Welcome to another replay review. We're doing one of these SMITECentral games from the last Thursday, because we're lacking currently material, because hotfixes and so on. To note here, that's post-editing this announcement here and before. We decided with Snackbar that I just reduce it to the highlights because it's not really an important match and wasn't all too informative. I would reduce it to the major team fights and the best thoughts I had and the end summary of the match. Also to note here, I changed some of my in-game settings. So it's now 720p maximum. I will see how that fares. I improved some of my spectator stuff, improved overall performance of the video, I hope. And for so far I have changed the audio volume within, so I hope it helps out and feels a bit better now. With that, I will jump over to the first clip. We're getting that red invade with a lot of damage made to red, the counter rotation. First dangerous situation. If the jungle would have been over, that would have been definitely be first blood. So just poke traded out. Not sure. It was probably intended to be in steel with red buff. Buff was about half. The opposing team had pressure about the lane and didn't have to invade anything anymore, so probably not the most ideal situation. Enemy team is rotating. At that point, there has to be no reason that this is still commitment. The purple smalls get dropped and they get out, but that was a really dangerous rotation. Especially with two ultimates coming in. That could have been done differently. That withdrawal was far too late. You guys wanted to get these small ones, but risking to die, especially if the Sun ult, is not worth getting these additional 80 experience for the team. Right side, I'm not sure why there's a double commitment. Sure, Susano is rotating a lot, but he is staying more on his side. Doesn't know or not. Good, disengage some return basics to restick passive. Opposing team is doing a 3-man rotation for the mid camps, so 3 on 3 in fight. Option here, magma bomb hitting. The Kraken is really early. Follow up, so group up into the. Sure, it was hard to see, but 3-man Vulcan ult. Deep chase will result in a kill. But really early Kraken, it probably should have been hold to either getting a better situation. Maybe it was an attempt to burn, but another cleanup. Ram won't finish off cause Aegis. It's fine though. Gets some return poke. It's a one scenario, not really much you can get out of it. Maybe trying to to push a wave or two. But Osiris is rotating in, should have been spotted by the minions. Getting back to normal speed. Further commit. And getting another kill. That's not really. The opposing team did a lot of mistakes. I just watched the first few minutes to get into it. Get some. Another poke taken. Except for one purple buff, nothing really come out of the kills. Getting 2 kills in total. On a ward here. Yeah, so mid camps also. Mid camps and purple buff 4 kills. Not a great deal for getting a lead. You can look at the graph. Lost a bit of farm before, basically because we gave up solo side jungle. And Hylian should have jumped here way early. He was disabled for the whole time. He gets out anyway. But Susano still is in right side jungle. Opposing team doing Gold Fury here. Gets sniffed out early enough, and actually a pretty funny situation because like that Capri is not tanking correctly here. Really gifted kill, and even the steal was kinda gifted. Good attempt on trying to survive here. Slight body block. Gets the kill. Vulcan ult will finish off another human Vulcan ult, but this time a better Kraken hitting too. Chase. getting chance to get one kill here. Good team lockdown, good team peel. That chase is a bit questionable, I would say. And yeah, sure, Cubic is ahead and all, but no team backup, and all but like getting a lot of poke and even finally death. That second kill, you get gold previously, you get the kill, you could like look for red buff at maximum here. Getting the further chase down is just really tempting. Also here to note, opposing team started to sentry ward a lot at that point already. Another 3-on-3 grouping. Magma Bomb is missing. Engage on Terra. Good wall stun here. The Kraken is zoned, placed well to zone out, but Aegis was better. Some return poke, good hider search. Basically just resulting in that Vulcan ult miss, cause that Zano chased in himself. Pop of the ult, that should be Capri focus first, Vulcan second. Bit too much return poke. Snipes again, same situation. Team peel has to occur, gets cleared off by the rotation. A killer dying here again. Basically the similar scenario we had before. Not too well what was missing, or at least rotation. He's diving in, team's peel could have been better at that point. His ult was really far forward, yeah. Maybe there was a chance to like using Terra rolls to block these Skadi basic attacks and blocking the passing, so you have an escape option. Still overall good team fight. But that Gold Fury Steel, since the Gold Fury Steel nothing really came out of it, the team fight was basically worth nothing. Opposing team grouping about Powder Demon here. Cyrus is zoning. Should be spotted out now. They get the pokes here. Wolp is really low on mana. Even if you can try to steal it, you're risking a lot for it. They're getting the secure. Really spread team fight. Wolp probably stay too long without mana. Gets out anyway, but really right spread. Still. Getting together, the opposing team did not punish you at all for that positioning. That should have, maybe not a wipe, but like 2 kills at least, with some proper focusing. The Godfrey is back up. I need to see some aggressive wards come out, especially around Godfrey side, especially with Powder Demon being down. Fire Giant not gonna be made anytime soon. Orange buff and blue buff is down, so dual line side has to be warded, and we need to have the defensive ward against Gold Fury wards. And attempt again. If the lone good returns snipes, the rotation should make enough of a difference here. Good title search. Kraken probably to finish off the kill here. Not the Kraken here needed here. Probably better off to hold for the Gold Fury. But yeah, now we have some vision here. I need to zone somebody here. Like, Anulian is far too late, yes, but you will probably just... Vulcan also was pretty much wasted here, or zoning. So, what's the call here? But I want still to talk about the situation. We have our Hunter doing Gold Fury on its own. Sorry, I had the DC, so I had to just get this stuff right. Really annoys me whenever it's not right. Okay, we have our Hunter doing it. He has no lifesteal and not even enough power or penetration to get Gold Fury alone at that point. That should be like what we want here. I get player damage set. And we have on the other side 4 people in zoning now. Like, we had a lack of zoning. When the first engage came, the Vulcan ult came like really optimistic to get something. So at that point, just Osiris has his ultimate, the other spectator bug, you know. So don't really need like the whole team to zone. Like, sure, it will become a 4v4 situation eventually, but Volp is out of mana here. He uses the last two abilities at that part. So we have like 3 melee characters, and at that point you don't need all 3 to get like a kill. Like, I was assuming you guys would chase Capri, actually just zone him out. There's no point in going on that Capri at that play. The Osiris is probably not killable without like committing, and then you don't even have like your mage damage source. The priority target is to make sure that neither Osiris and Vulcan can steal it. So I will roll it, and we'll see. So Aquila won't do it alone. He needs help, so Warp switch over, gets the basic, gets a reset. Osiris tries to close in the gap. And Hurling instead, he probably could use his slow instead, but he gets secure here. So he gets the secure. You probably sacrifice one player here, which is totally fine. That Gold Fury was really important. Snack was sacrificing himself here. You have to make sure the opposing team does not get anything out of it. So mid lane tower has to be protected, red buff has to be taken, and probably even, yeah, that was the attempt of the Cyrus. He won't be able to chase that. Volp is really low on mana. He probably should back himself panic pull. Now what will happen is mid tower. That's a pretty favorite thing on season 4. Whenever Goldfield is done, the other team will do like the mid tower. And that was saying, like, you have red buff and we have mid tower. Giving a red buff is not a good thing to do, but like dropping gold. Wolf's intention was right to defend tower, but he didn't have the mana. And if you cleared the wave and had like a 3-man person, even with a low HP, low mana mage, you probably could hold the tower. It saved yourself a lot of map pressure. So we're getting an attempt. Slow, ultimate to slow. Great Kraken here. And just gets a red buff as well. You probably can pick it up here. Not deciding to do so. Snack already uses engage, so either you have to commit to the tower. Getting some poke. Now, tower needs to be focused here. Capri wasted his CC here. Susanna's out. Not sure about the Terrald. Maybe was worried about something. But getting the tower, so basically trading towers, which is fine. Portal Demon has to be dropped here. Unless we want to commit like Poseidon ultimate and some zoning potential. We have Terra here with Shell. You could try to fight it with Frenzy, on the other hand, you shouldn't. Probably just pop Terra ultimate and get away if they engage. And they probably will. I will do it on half speed now. We were getting tier 1 tower nonetheless, so Portal Demon for tier 1 tower is something worth to keep in mind. Single player zoning. Portal Demon is dropped but not reset here. Mystical Mare will keep him always in combat. So we have one man engaged. So the drop is good. You're deciding to fight rather than backing off. You know that Skadi's over there. So that's the other option. Like I said, dropping it. There's no point, and you have to be careful with Mystical Mare though. So Aquila gets abused. And now the Terror comes out. I'm not sure. Like, I was predicting a different scenario. I didn't watch the match before. But that is probably worse than trading Portal Demon for tier 1 tower. Aquila tries to go for the 1v1 that you guys... So, he has the advantage, he probably can win the fight. So the team is disengaging from Portal Demon, had a little bit of an engage. On the other hand, you're dropping the fight, you're dropping the Portal Demon here. Aquila is going in. So, where and what was the team communication here? Because if Aquila says he can 1v1 that Skadi, can see the buff or can split push, That has to be a zoning party demon. That cannot be a commitment. So it wasn't a commitment. It was try to get an aggressive engage, which failed. And now you're dropping your hunter for basically no reason, without getting anything out of it. Great mark per bomb, by the way. Good timing. So Wolp is in front, gets an Agma Blast, backfire, gets around, good self-peep cracking, not doing all too much damage, because that build is not doing all too much at that point. He probably would die here. So another 2-man ultimate from Vulcan. So that's worse than the situation I imagined. So out of the situation where you could win one of two things, probably you end up basically losing two other things. Cubic engaging backline, trading half of his health for an ultimate, getting CC'd out of his shield. That will take a lot of damage. I'll probably die here. Aegis for the moment. They cannot really full commit on that. Good shedding, crushing earth. They get distracted a lot. Panic Kraken? Question mark, wasn't really sure about it. Cubic dies in backline. Osiris is doing the main work for the opposing team, but Capri dies again, so Capri will now have his second relic, but that's the point. If he has the shell at that point, fight looks a bit different. You have to get rid of Color too late. Another one down. So we lost 2 people at that point. Osiris is not really afraid. Still not. We would need our magical damage or Nemesis to kill him. Guidance Solar Flare, they're doing Portal Demon now. Warp is doing the same thing, this time with mana. He applies a ward over. Gets zoned out by the tornado. Zoning. Portal Demon gets dropped by both teams. Snakebot keeps the aggro. Portal Demon gets thrown away. Vulcan ult this time just hitting 1, that's really important. That wasn't a clean steal. Probably accidentally, because Nekbar holds the Portal Demon in fight as the only person. And he even intended to drop it. But nice objective, you have to play around with it. If you chase here, make sure you don't die. You get an instant Portal Demon, so you have a Fire Giant, like, almost guaranteed. If also, like, if Portal Demon falls and you don't make immediately anything out of it, just go back and place wards. Portal Demon basically allows you to play 2 sentry wards at the same time. So you don't commit to Fire Giant here, so wards back come really late. They cannot really punish you for getting through the portal if you organize it with your tank coming first. Capri gets really badly abused. Vision OP. And he will just die again. Or if not, he will just be a non-factor. He is super far behind. His ultimate won't regen as much health. He usually has to force it on himself. Good shutdown here. Taking a look at wards, Capri was warding a lot, which puts him ironically further behind because he died a lot for it. But great wards in mid and support as well. Low ward counts, obviously on the more carry-oriented roles. I hope at least that will turn into more sentry wards instead of normal wards then. Because you saw it in the match you had a lot. Now we're getting over to the Phoenix, but it should be relatively clean because the game is nearly over. The ultimate getting Osiris this time, so he does not really. So Phoenix has to be down, guys. Like everybody is dropping. Good job of Wolf here realizing to taking down the Phoenix before. You switch target, yes, but like there has to be somebody who makes sure that the Phoenix falls, and it should not be like the solo laner. In this case, the mage is okay. Genji engage. Osiris will die here now. This Sans doesn't really is important anymore. Gets the damage. target switch should be Phoenix here. Like, don't spend time in trying to kill these guys and probably even die for it. Like, that's so unnecessary. Like here, surviving barely. If they get the kill here, that push is not going through and it's not game. Got a bit lucky here, but like you get like the front line down with Capri and Osiris. Just let it be. Don't chase any background kills. Go for the objective. There has to be objective focus. Don't get like cocky. Osiris ultras down. If you get the slow, his Wing Blade, yes. So a lot of commitment. Getting 2-man Vulcan ulted. Luckily you're so far ahead, because if you're not ahead that much, that chase could cost you the game here. You just try to kill that Osiris with Wing Blade and his ultimate. So, Wolp getting out. Skadi autos forced. We have front line in front, back line in back, so we don't have any damage here. Before the backline coming back in, and they will die if you don't be careful. You probably could use like healing more. You could have used some sieging more. Now getting some healing placed. Wasn't really used before, it's always for engaging. You have some decent engage with Nemesis and Wukong, of course. So, and your chaos get always quite low in the backline. So that full Titan time, this time it's the right call. Don't go for the kills, just finish the game. And GG. Yeah, okay, that should be like, I will just pause it. Get some of the graphics shown, what we have in game stats here. Like I said, maybe some more healing could have been done here, instead of using it for re-engaging and re-engaging. And yeah, I will go to the end screen and will go over the end stats and just share some finishing minds, some finishing thoughts about the game overall. Yeah, that finally finishing here, we can go over with it. That game had not really much downsides. We had that weird Portal Demon fight, where we basically had the option to either disengage and let Aquila getting his tower pushed, or trying to get the aggressing in play and giving him the option to 1v1. The aggression did not pay out. Aquila got stuck in a 2v3 situation even. Gets killed. Team basically gets follow-up wiped. Losing just the Portal Demon, not all too much, but also towers and so on. Some defensive oriented mindsets were pretty nice. Especially like defending the tier 2 towers with Anhulian teleporting over, which was good, because losing tier 2 tower could spell some trouble just by gold itself. We had some overchase, like that end fight if you're not like 12k gold ahead and the opposing team is not full build yet, so which it wasn't. That 2-man Vulcan ultimate and that Osiris bait could have very well just killed 2 of your carries and stopped the push internally. Build-wise, we have Aquila going for a mixed build. I'm not sure what your plan. You're overcapping attack speed quite clearly. Not sure. Probably you had the goal to just finish it. But mixing a crit and Odysseus Bowen together, then you're getting Honorama. You're overcapping attack speed. I'm not even sure how accurate that stat is. I should. But with stay right, you're definitely overcapping here. That's at like 25, 50. You have like 90% additional attack speed by itself. Plus the steroid, you're hardly overcapping here. Rage Deathbringer makes sense. And if you're going for crit, then probably just replace it with this bow. If you want some more attack speed, I would say like Wind Demon. Malice not so great, but Poison Star also like with that amount of crit, not the worst choice. Or just get Bloodforge at that point with Steroid, or not really nasty. Bloodforge would be probably the better pickup than with the SS bow. Maybe it just was what cause you had the god over. Wulp, the Gem of Isolation was, yes, it's pretty popular and you had the utility for your team, but you may have thought during the game that you were lacking some damage. Getting Magus before Gem is usually a really high damage spike. Like, Spear of the Magus, Shoes of the Magus is probably the highest damage possible you can do with 2 items. Like, you have like nearly full pen from the base there, and if you get 2 procs off, you doing true damage to any target who is not affected by Earth. With Capri being super far behind and just getting Gauntlet, you're basically doing true damage. Gem didn't really back up your Krakens. Some Krakens were partly weird. Snackbar overall good performance, I would say. Didn't saw also many problems. Maybe healing could have been done more. And helping your teammates out where we had the Gold Fury fight. Always pressing gas pedal is nice, yes. But having to reset an objective or so cause your hunter is too low in health could spell trouble. Getting Shogun's Kusari, yes, I talked about it in game. Maybe could outsource it to your solo lane and getting something more not really team oriented, but like different item for yourself. Emperor's Armor, for example, or another physical or cooldown reduction oriented item. Especially just Vulcan. Of course, just he had like top player damage. What he had? Yeah, top player damage, yes. But it's Vulcan on the other hand, and you didn't make it really hard for him. Anulian, overall quiet game, died for first blood, but then didn't had all too much trouble, just the classic Wukong. Some good teleport plays, what I have to say. You have to be careful with Mystic Amir though, just the 1-2 things where you kept aggro of something by walking close to it. Relics upgrades, you probably could have all upgraded your relics, so just like 30 seconds on beats and ages, but with games sometimes tend to be really long. You can go for it, or finishing potions if you cannot finish your last 2-3 items. Get potions for the last push. Cubic had a good game overall, maybe protection come a bit late, and obviously some over aggression plays. Yeah, but on the other hand, you cannot really argue with the results. Maybe what I would like to see is maybe one more team fighting relic instead of one of the ages. I'm not sure if you all need ages so badly. And then even then the Vulcan found the holes to do it. Getting another team fight relic could have helped a bit more the team overall, especially with how grouped you guys stayed. But really, even farming was a bit behind in the end. Getting Fatalis, yeah, sure. Bankrafts, it's a lot of power, yeah. It's a cheap power item if you want to take it that way. Not really all too much except for the Odysseus bow I talked about. Yeah, I hope it was helpful and my setting was somewhat decent. I really have to check back on the sound in the second half of the replay. And want to get your feedback as always. And I try to get like I talked with Snackbar about like what's going on with me and the team, of course. And if you have any questions, just like always, just ask me anytime you want. I will answer whenever I can. And yeah, when I have a chance to do like more of these stuff, I have a busy schedule. I try to get like more time overall invested. But till then, and I do the next replay probably tomorrow. So see you around, guys.